dear Graham, dear Xavier, dear Guy, dear liberal friends, I'm very glad to see all you here in Brussels, from all over Europe, from all over Belgium. Let's make this a very strong start of our campaign for a liberal Europe that works, and for a Europe that is based on those cherished values that Xavier so elegantly just underlined. Dear friends, the May elections will be decisive in shaping the future of Europe. The stakes are high. Our citizens have the choice between a Europe fueled by pessimistic populism and a confident Europe that promotes hope and unity, a Europe that works and delivers. For us gathered here today, the choice is clear. We liberals want a Europe that inspires trust, not fear, that promotes unity, not division, that creates hope, not pessimism. We want a stronger Europe that boosts the economy and creates jobs, a Europe of tolerance and equality with strong civil rights and liberties for our citizens, a Europe that leads in fighting climate change, a Europe not turning inwards but striving for peace and liberty. Dear friends, with Guy, we want to work with you as a team for a strong success of ALDE in the May elections. I'm convinced that the envisaged solution of the dynamic duo of Guy and I campaigning together is the best way of uniting our liberal forces all over Europe and returning with political strength to the European Parliament. So, dear friends, let's stand united and maximize our liberal influence in Europe. Thus, dear friends, we count on you to entrust Guy and myself with the task of driving our Europe-wide campaign. We are both reformers in our heads and our hearts. We have shown it not only in words but in deeds, both in our own countries and in Europe. Guy has done so as a successful reformist Prime Minister of Belgium for almost a decade, and as the insightful leader of the Liberal Group in the European Parliament. And I have focused on almost nothing other than economic reforms in the past years, even too much for some people's taste, be they socialists or conservatives. But we have proven them wrong, and I'm very grateful to the liberals for their support both in the Member States and in the European Parliament. While Guy and myself form a committed pair of seasoned centre forwards, you may have noticed that there are still certain differences between the two of us. As we underlined in our letter to you, we combine enthusiasm and energy with steadfastness and thoughtfulness. I assume all of you know what is our division of labour in that regard. Well, in our duo, it is of course Guy who provides the steadfastness and thoughtfulness. Meanwhile, I'm well known across Europe for my enthusiasm and energy. You know, talkative like a Finn, like Kimi Räikkönen, who speaks less but brings his car fastest and safest to the goal and intact. Dear friends, our jointly approved electoral manifesto gives us a bold and sound liberal agenda for Europe for our campaign. I want to warmly thank everybody who contributed to our manifesto, and especially Madame Louise van der Laan for her steady steering of its production. Applause to Louise. At the same time, each member party has its particular context and its particular challenges. Ultimately, our success depends on our ability to combine our efforts in Europe and in the member states, as well as in regions and at local level. We shall combine these strengths. In my view, we have three main challenges in the next parliamentary mandate. First of all, as the top priority, we must do everything we can in order to boost sustainable growth and job creation. When I was given the responsibility for economic and monetary affairs 4 years ago, I knew that it would be challenging. But we faced even tougher times than anyone expected. We had to work tirelessly, take decisive action to save the euro and prevent a disaster in Europe. Liberals across Europe have played a key role in this struggle, and I want to warmly thank you for your support in saving the euro and returning to economic recovery. And today, the European economy is indeed recovering. A wave of reforms is underway. To strengthen the recovery now and in the coming years, we need to stay the course of economic reform. We must build the kind of Europe that opens up chances for our citizens to innovate and create new businesses and jobs. A Europe that combines entrepreneurial drive and a stability culture. A Europe where citizens and businesses can benefit from a genuine single market. A Europe that guarantees civil rights in the digital age. The second challenge is that of green growth. The European Union is the global leader when it comes to fighting climate change. By being both resource efficient and cost efficient, we can turn this into sustainable green growth viable in the long term. Europe is already a world leader in innovation and patents, but this must be turned into a competitive advantage that delivers not only technological advancement, but also growth and jobs for Europeans. The same goes for digital services and e-commerce. Businesses, especially small and medium-sized enterprises, must be able to make the digital services available to all 500 million European consumers without artificial barriers. It is in fact absurd that the movement of goods, people and capital in Europe has been free for decades already, while bits and megabytes still too often come to a halt when they commercially cross a national border. At the same time, it cannot be that digital identities are left to the prey of either criminals or sometimes security agencies. Europe must create a real digital single market and guarantee civil rights also in the cyberspace. Our third challenge, dear friends, is to strengthen Europe's global role in line with our democratic values. The European Union has brought peace and stability, liberty and prosperity to our previously war-torn continent. The Nobel Peace Prize was a worthy recognition of Europe's achievements. It underlined the peaceful, democratic and economic transformation of Central and Eastern Europe. As a former enlargement commissioner, I dare to say that Europe has the tools to promote transformation in our neighborhood. We can do more for refugees and to share the burden. We can do more for those whose human rights are violated. We can do more for those who are fighting for democracy. I am thinking of the people of Syria. I'm thinking of the people of Ukraine who want to turn to Europe. We must show that their trust in European values is not misplaced, is not in vain. Dear Liberal friends, this is the Liberal agenda for Europe. I want to work with you and with Guy. I'm the son of an entrepreneur and teacher, a country boy from eastern Finland, and nowadays a family from Brussels, Orekem, who likes to cycle in the Forêt de Soignes with my wife. I became politically active in the fight for freedom of Nelson Mandela. I'm a liberal for life, and I was bringing the Centre Party of Finland to the Liberal International 25 years ago, and to the European Liberal family 20 years ago. I want to continue along that road with you, my friends. This election will call for a strong commitment and hard work from each and every one of us here, and from each and every liberal in Europe. Let's be guided what Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it is done. It is possible. Our liberal family can and will be a key player in shaping the future of Europe. We will make sure of that. And I'm really looking forward to work with Guy and all of you, my friends, for our joint success. I've learned in life that never can the captains of a team win a game by themselves, even if there are two of them. Instead, it is crucial to have the whole team working towards the same common goal. And that's why we have come together, like Simon and Garfunkel, to build a bridge over troubled waters. Thank you very much, dear friends.